So the biggest bank in the world and the United States, all right, has given a major warning. All right, biggest bank by market capital in the entire world and biggest bank in general, assets, everything in the United States. All right, this is massive that they are coming out and saying this. And they've already been flashing massive warning signs for the past few months now that things are going to get a lot worse. All right, banks keep coming out. Banks are pulling out of China. Banks are warning of massive things because they can see the behind the scenes data. They can see the accounts. They can see all the business accounts. They can see it all, and they can see it all slowing down right now. And he's warning that it's going to get a lot worse. All right. And we just had a warning the other day from the central bank head of England, warning that we only have 3 days to prepare now, only 1 day until Friday, until they pull out of England's bond market, all right? And the stock market could crash even more. If you have money in the stock market right now, you've probably seen massive ripples, massive ups and downs the past few days, all right? It's been pretty chaotic, and it's going to get a lot worse according to the head of the biggest bank in the United States, all right? So the CEO is Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan, which is the biggest bank in the United States and the biggest bank by market capital in the entire world, all right? And he is giving massive warnings, all right? Here's some of the key things that he is hitting on. And they also just did something else interesting too, so stay tuned after these numbers because they did something very strange that is the future of what's coming next for everything else. So it says that his gut feeling is that the Fed is going to raise interest rates to approximately 4.5%, all right, 4.5%. So it's going to keep going up, all right? But that's not the biggest news. It keeps getting worse, all right? So he also warned that the stock market could potentially crash another 20 to 30%. 20 to 30% crash, all right, in the stock market. That's what he is warning. And he thinks that because he just warned the other day that 6 to 9 months out, the US will definitely be in a recession, all right, officially. I believe we already are by the technical definition, but he's saying from the official numbers, we will be in a recession 6 to 9 months out. So this is very serious, and he's warning that the market is going to crash even harder over the next 6 to 9 months and lose 20 to 30% of its value. All right, and it gets even worse. He was warning that this is a beep war. All right, I can't say the word, but this is a war, and he was using obscenities to describe it, all right? Because he's very upset about this because he sees all the behind the scenes and he sees that people are worried, people are panicking, what's going on, all right? So he said he was responding to OPEC's plus cut of approximately 2 million barrels of oil a day. And he said, the president of the United States needs to stand up and say we may not meet our 2050 climate objectives because this is a war, all right? He used obscenities to describe things. So that's what he's saying. This is a war. And if you don't know what the 2050 climate objective is, it's the 2050 agenda, and it's to be net zero, carbon net zero by 2050. That's why all these things are accelerating right now, because it's really not that far off to have the economy totally changed by then. And he's saying that we may not meet this goal. This is an arbitrary goal that we don't need to meet because we are in the middle of a oil war and an energy war with OPEC and Russia, Iran, all these other massive oil players, all right? And he said, quote, when it comes to ESG, which are environmental scores on investments, the government sets up certain scores for environmental investments, and if they're like, quote, environmentally friendly, then they can get lower interest rates. All this stuff, it's this big program, right? It's a complicated program, but it says, he said investors don't give a you-know-what about it, all right? And he said, don't cede governance to do-gooder kids on a committee relating to ESG, saying that they are just feel-good things that don't actually help anything and just hinder investment, all right? And he's saying investors do not give a you-know-what about it, all right? So, and he went on to say, he was just dropping crazy bombshells in this interview, all right? This is the biggest bank in the world, the CEO just letting it all out, all right? This is crazy that he's saying all this. And he also said the world needs American diplomacy and neither Trump or Biden can lead the USA. So that's what he said. That's what Jamie Dimon said. That's a quote. Let me know what you think about that quote. Let me know, is he right? Is he wrong? Could neither people lead? Could one of them lead? Let me know what you think down below. I want to hear your guys' answers. And it's pretty crazy, right? And he also came out and he said that Kanye West is banned from his bank. He said Kanye West has been canceled from his bank. Kanye West has made some statements recently that has gotten him banned on social media and different sites. And the CEO of JP Morgan has come out and said that he is no longer going to allow Kanye to bank with them over those statements, all right? So that's also another big development, that people could just be banned like that quickly from banking too. It's kind of serious, okay? So let me know what you guys think about that situation too. Obviously, we can't talk too much about it, but just like the deep banking aspect of it, what do you think about that specifically? All right, let's just talk about that part. So it's kind of crazy, all right? He's come out and he's dropped major bombshells, all right? What the heck's going on? 20 to 30% collapse in the stock market. He's saying this is a war. This is a oil war, a energy war. This is the biggest bank in the United States. He knows what's going on behind the scenes. And it's also a little bit ironic that these banks are the ones that have put us in these situations. These massive mega corporations have been the beneficiaries of all this inflation, all this money printing, all these dire situations that we have been in. They have been the beneficiary of it, okay? And they are now coming out and complaining that the situation is dire and they're losing money and all this stuff. Well, they are the ones that have doubled, tripled their profits over the past few years. They are the ones that have all the behind the scenes data and know what's going on, all right? And can make moves before things actually happen. So it's just a little ironic that some of the architects, I'm not saying he's directly responsible, but this is the biggest bank in the world by market cap and the biggest bank in the US. They obviously have some hand in what's going on, right? Some part in it. And it's ironic that they come out and complain now after all the chaos and destruction that has been caused over the past couple years to our economy. So let me know what you guys think about all this stuff. I know it's a mouthful. I know it's a lot to take in, but we need to listen. This is the biggest bank in the world, and we need to know what's going on, what's happening. Why is he giving us these warnings? What does he see behind the scenes? Like it sounds like he's panicking. Like what does he see that we don't see? And why is he saying all this? Because him coming out and saying this is just going to cause even more panic and potentially causes the market to go down even more, okay? That's really all it's doing. So for him to come out and say this, the head of the Bank of England said this, the Federal Reserve Bank in England came out and said crazy statements. Why are they all coming out at the same time, coordinated, and making these statements that are crashing the markets, crashing the stock market, and putting a lot of stress on the economy, all right? So let me know what you guys think. Please get prepared, all right? This banking situation is a thing that could just go south very quickly. It could just hit quick. That's how the Great Depression was. People woke up one day and they were out of luck, all right? A lot of people were out of luck. It happened very quick. It snuck up on them, and you never know when the big one is going to hit, all right? So thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a big old blessed day.